Okay. Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2 or PF2. I love PF2. And oh my god, I just made a blizzard of cat hair. And this is yet another Battlecry archetype, just because there's a lot of them, and I want to make sure to cover all of them. And this one was specifically requested of me, and I'm glad it was, because I had to read it for a while to understand it, because it's confusing. And then I had to get some assistance in understanding why it's useful at all. Because I don't like it. But that's just because it doesn't fit my playstyle, and I will tell you why during the video. And if you're wondering, this is Ghast, and the one laying down right now is Loot. Okay. So, tickle my hair, why don't you? Or, I mean, ear, whatever, you know, something. First, I'm going to read the lore, which is kind of long and dry. So if you don't like it, skip to this time, and then we'll do the dedication. And I promise there is actually useful stuff in this archetype. Iridian Choirmaster. When the Iridian Fold disbanded, a splinter sect of this philosophical group called the Iridian Choir, which originated within the city of Ular Kel in Kazmaron, rose to prominence in Kaer Maga. You are a member of this school of ideology and martial prowess, seeking another to form a bonded pair called a Xeric. I love that they have a name for the bonded pair. I read a sci-fi book once that had a bonded pair name of Akanet. It feels right. It's cool that it has a name by itself. It's a thing. Together you practice moving, fighting, and even speaking in complete harmony so that your souls may unite into one, a single spirit in two bodies. I could imagine two people actually like planning ahead of time to say every other word of a statement, which would be freakishly weird at the table and really fun. While this relationship can be quite intimate, the Iridian Choir believes any type of bond can bring a Xeric to the true enlightenment known as shared mind, shared heart, whether it be romantic or platonic. You've chosen a student to train in the Iridian Choir's philosophy, which teaches that two people battling together are greater than the sum of their parts. You and your student share a deep connection, the nature of which is up to the two of you. As a symbol of your bond, you might each wear small identical chains somewhere on your body. You and your student spend a lot of time practicing, seeking to achieve the perfect blending of souls to lead to enlightenment. I have been asked before, is there an archetype that focuses on working together as a team with two people? Until the pistol duo, there wasn't, and there's only been that one since then. The Iridian Choirmaster is now a new team archetype. Theoretically, two people could take this archetype and take alternating feats, and you'd both get the benefits of both feats. There might be a little bit of role-playing hoops to jump through, but you could. This is set up so that one person takes the archetype, which helps someone else in the group. It doesn't always help the person that took the archetype feat, but it usually does as well. So this is really a buddy team archetype. Iridian Choirmaster Dedication. Level 2 feat, uncommon archetype dedication. That's the last time I'm going to read that. Prerequisites, trained in occultism. Okay, I guess that makes sense, because it's a spiritual connection kind of thing. When you take this dedication, choose one willing, non-minion ally to be your student in the ways of the Iridian Choir. As part of your training in this archetype, you teach your student the necessary mindset and techniques. They gain the benefits of your abilities without having to take any feats of their own. You gain the benefits of your Iridian Choirmaster archetype feats only if both you and your student are alive and conscious. You and your student can trade nonverbal messages as a single action, which have the effects of the message spell but are non-magical. This requires a single action, has the concentrate mental and linguistic traits, and requires that you be able to see each other. If your student dies, or if you and your student choose to part ways, you can choose and develop a new student by spending 1 week of downtime training another willing non-minion ally. GMs out there, just skip this. If that person dies, just let them immediately connect with someone. They've been working on it for a while. Because without them, the archetype doesn't do much. Special. Your student can't be the student of another character with the Iridian Choir dedication, and if your student takes the Iridian Choirmaster dedication, they must choose you to be their student. So obviously it is set up to do really lots of teamwork, buddy-buddy things. Don't eat markers. They're not good for you. They'll stop you up. This says non-minion ally. Technically, Eidolons qualify. Technically. It's really going to be a better use of actions if you choose another PC. But you could choose an NPC, Eidolon, and that's about it. First non-dedication feat level 4, Lesson of the Broken Wing. 1 action, flourish, concentrate. You make yourself appear to be a tempting target to draw an enemy in, distracting them from your student's attacks. Choose an enemy creature within 60 feet that you are aware of. You take a -1 penalty to your AC against that creature's strikes until the beginning of your next turn, and your student gains a +1, circumstance bonus to their strikes against the target creature during that time. So you make it easier to hit you to allow your student to hit the enemy more. This would actually work really well for an Eidolon summoner because the summoner should be behind everything anyway. The summoner gets -1 to the AC, who cares? The Eidolon gets a bonus to their hits against that creature. Great. Or, of course, it works for ally as well. Next feat level 4, Lesson of the Circling Gale. 1 action, concentrate trait. You and your student have trained with footwork drills to mirror each other's movements. You step and your student can immediately step as a reaction. So a lot of these follow this format. You take an action and your student reacts. If you are picking someone who uses their reaction often, like a champion, most thaumaturges, fighters, they're going to be hard-pressed to choose to follow your action with their reaction instead of their reaction that already kicks ass. So it's probably best if you don't choose someone like that. Yeah, this is a very narrow niche that this fits, but there have been people who asked me if there's something like this, and they're looking for it. It's here now. Anyway, obviously that's a helpful team action compression, but it's only a step, which is only helpful if you're trying to get out of combat without provoking a reactive strike, usually. Next feat, level 6, Ensnaring Disarm, free action. This one is weird. Trigger, your last action was a critical success to disarm. Requirements, your student is within 15 feet of the disarmed creature. So a critical success to disarm means that that person is actually disarmed. Because disarm is not easy to do. If you just succeed at it, they're not disarmed. Hi. They just get some penalties to using their weapon, and they can take an action to correct it. So, Ensnaring Disarm is a free action that you use after you have fully disarmed someone. You smack your foe's item out of their hand so that your student can grab it. Instead of the item falling to the ground in the target space, you aim your blow to send the disarmed item flying, allowing your student to immediately catch it as a free action. They must have a free hand to do so. It's not a reaction, which is great. It's a free action that you have to spend a feat on so that instead of it falling in the space of the enemy, it's completely out of their hands. Yes, it's useful. Sometimes. Is it worth a feat? Maybe. It really depends on the enemy you're fighting against. I'd never take this, but I need to point out, I would never take this class archetype, or not class archetype, I would never take this archetype, period. Because I don't like relying on someone else to perform my function. This is a great archetype if you are someone who really likes supporting the team, and in this case, you did not play a healer of some sort or a support caster. You actually want to be a marshal, but you still want to help people. That's what this is for. Not me. Next feat, level 6, Lesson of Bonded Eyes. That does not mean that you glue your eyes together. That's gross. Get that out of your head. You and your student share an understanding of your surroundings. As long as you and your student can see, giving this effect the visual trait, or hear, giving this effect the auditory trait, each other. If a hidden creature is observed by either of you, it's observed by both of you. Fucking insanely useful in combat if someone is sneaking around, going invisible. This could, well, I can't say it can save the party, but visibility matters a hell of a lot, especially if one of you chose an ancestry that can see through certain things. Like there's ancestry feats that allow you to see through smoke, ash, dust, mist, fog, variety of different things, all natural weather. This is possibly extremely useful. So I'm going to pause here to point out, when you are making a character and you think about taking this archetype, you need to make sure to talk to somebody else in the party who's going to be your partner at character creation, because ancestry feats could matter. Everything they do building their character could matter to making this duo work well, or at least work optimally. But like Lesson of Bonded Eyes, if neither of you have any special visual abilities, it's still helpful, because you basically get an extra roll to try to detect stuff. But it's amazing if one of you or both of you have special visual acuity abilities. So definitely work together. Next feat, level 6, Repeat Lesson. It's a reaction with a concentrate trait. Trigger, your student fails or critically fails an athletics check to disarm, grapple, reposition, shove, or trip a target within your reach. That's most things that athletics does. So they critically fail. Upon seeing your student falter, you demonstrate the proper technique, with or without pomposity, your choice. Attempt the same action that your student failed against the same target. You must meet the action's requirements. As a reaction, that's awesome. If this is going to happen in a group, like it's best to partner this with you being a marshal and someone else being a marshal, and neither of you have other good uses for your reaction. Yes, there are ways to do that, but it's not always useful. It's fine. It's fine. It's good for what it is. It has a purpose. It's good. Jake, you don't have to play it yourself. It's okay. Other people can play this and like it. Yes. See, this is why I needed help understanding the benefits, because I don't think this way. Next feat, level 8, Lesson of Mutual Gambits. You both throw cards. Kidding. One action has the concentrate trait requirements. Your last action was a success to feint. So if you succeeded at feinting, you spend an action and you create an opening for your student, setting them up for their own attack. The creature you feinted is off guard to the first strike or spell attack roll your student makes against it before the end of your next turn. Neat. It's just sharing your feint. Cool. Good in a martial group with you and the other person both in melee. It's good. Actually, they don't have to be in melee in this one. They could get feint bonuses from range with a bow. Okay. Yeah, or spell attack. Lesson of Sympathetic Vulnerability, Feat 8. One action, concentrate trait, trigger. Your student triggered a creature's weakness to energy damage with a strike or spell on their previous turn. You temporarily borrow the essence of your student's attack to infuse yourself. Until the end of your current turn, damage you deal to enemies from strikes and spells is the same type that triggered the creature's weakness instead of its usual type. Most often, that's going to save an action. But even if that's all it does, it's useful. I could see this being awesome if you have no ability to bypass weaknesses and your friend has all of the abilities to bypass weaknesses. There are so many monsters with weaknesses out there. It's important to pay attention to them. Next feat, level 10. Lesson of the Splintered Aegis. One action, it has the traits Concentrate and Fortune. Requirements, your last action was a strike that dealt damage to an enemy. With your attack, you demonstrate to your student a hole in your enemy's defenses. Before the beginning of your next turn, your student can roll their next strike or spell attack roll against that same enemy twice and take the better result. Obviously, amazing. Obviously, it's for marshals. Well, okay, spell attack roll, also useful. I'm surprised how many of these actually are useful for you to use with a caster friend. Next feat, level 10, Seize Advantage. It's a reaction, has the Concentrate trait. Trigger, your student critically succeeds at a strike or spell attack roll. You take the openings granted by your student's success to reposition yourself. You step or stride up to your speed. That's freaking amazing, because mobility matters. As a reaction, you could move up to your speed. That could be 40 feet for some of you. Awesome! Next feat, level 12, Lesson of Unified Illusion. Not illusion, illusion, like elusiveness. As the fortune trait, you and your student react as one to common threats. When you and your student are both targeted by the same effect that requires a reflex saving throw, you and your student take the better of each of your die rolls for the save. You each still add your own reflex save modifier to the die result. So many of these really work with Eidolons. Like, I could totally just see a summoner doing this with an Eidolon. Eidolons get reactions. Again, the usefulness of this will depend on your builds. Really need to work on making your builds complementary from the beginning. If you're not just choosing an Eidolon, because you're a cheesy bastard. Next feat, level 12, Pupils Guard. Reaction, concentrate, I almost said pupils, I don't know why. Trigger, your student would be targeted with a reaction, such as Reactive Strike, due to their stride or manipulate action. So, spellcasters too. Requirements, you're adjacent to your student. Most of these don't require that. You're intimately familiar with your student's motions and are ready to step in at a moment's notice should anything threaten to disrupt them. You interpose yourself between the attack and your student, becoming the target of the reaction and taking all damage and associated effects, if any, yourself. This allows your student to complete their action without interruption. Amazing for spellcasting. Also useful for movement. This is really cool. The champion steps in the way of the spellcaster to protect them and allow them to... This is great. This is like an intercept on any class, but only in that situation. Next feat, level 14, Lesson of the Hurricane's Might. Prerequisites, Lesson of the Circling Gale, which allowed you and your student to take steps. You and your student enact a graceful dance of battle. When you use Lesson of the Circling Gale, you can strike as a free action after you step. Ooh. Your multiple attack penalty applies to the strike as normal. Your student can strike after they step as part of their reaction. The strike doesn't count toward your student's multiple attack penalty, and their multiple attack penalty doesn't apply to the strike. That's neat. Again, action compression. At level 14, it's appropriate, but it's neat that it helps both of you. Next feat, level 14 as well, Simultaneous Strike. One action flourish. Moving in unison, you and your student unleash an attack against a foe. Strike a creature, and your student can use their reaction to make a strike against the same creature. If both attacks are successful, total the damage for the two attacks for the purpose of resistances and weaknesses, which could be good or bad depending on the classes in the build. I mean, the totaling. Either way, this feat is good. As long as you plan for it. And you can make strikes. So not just casters. It's a flexible archetype, and I still think it's funny to like have both of you take it and you both get the benefits of all of them. Last feat, level 16, Shared Mind, Shared Heart. As the mental trait, your thoughts and dreams are your student's thoughts and dreams, and vice versa. That's creepy. You develop a permanent mental connection, allowing you to communicate telepathically as long as you're on the same plane. I see why this would be good for lovers. When one of you fails a save against a mental effect, the other can choose to take the results of the failed save instead. From anywhere, that's neat. If both of you are targeted by the same mental effect requiring a saving throw, you and your student take the better of each of your die rolls for the save. You each still add your own save modifier to the die result. This is a fortune effect. At level 16, there's some horrendously dangerous mental effects. Dominate. This is good. This is really, really good. I'm really glad it's included in here. This archetype is exceedingly useful, but only for a team. I can't help but say it. I would never play this. I hate relying on someone else to help me. Okay. It's good for some people. Yeah. I feel like someone magically did squishy head on this elf from a distance. Squish your head. Anyway, that's all I have for the Iridian Choirmaster. If you are a patron, thank you for helping this channel. I'm grateful for the help every month. It's very encouraging to me. And whether you're a patron or not, I appreciate you helping out the channel with liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. It tells YouTube to send this to other people, which is great. I'm going to be doing more Battlecry archetypes, because I want to cover all of them. But there are going to be other videos coming out as well. We do something that's a giveaway every month for patrons. And also, we did a giveaway at 3,000, and we're doing another giveaway at 5,000. And the 5,000 giveaway is going to be a big fuck-off 80mm liquid core Omega D20 again. Like this thingy. It's big. I'm sorry, I stare at the die every time I talk about it. Jeez. Anyway, if you'd like to see more Battlecry stuff, here. If you would like to see the group builds from the live stream that is happening every Friday, it's here. Thank you very much for being here. I will see you in the next one. It's a